Well, all I can say is that was very ugly. And if anything, I feel for the Leafs because they have some players that I like. Chris Tanev, obviously, and Matthew Nyes, I'm a fan of his game as well. But the truth is, they got absolutely pumped tonight. And what can I say? This was the Florida Panthers, a team that knows how to win, making a statement to the NHL that they are just as good as they were last year. And despite going down 2-0, just simply weren't going to roll over in this series. I made a video after Game 4 saying that if I was a Leafs fan, I would be feeling absolutely horrible. And a lot of people in my comments question why I thought that way. They said, oh, it's 2-2 and they're going back home, give them the benefit of the doubt. But listen, Florida had all the momentum, and you just lost 2 games on the road where it was very winnable. The first one in Game 3, that was a one-shot game. In overtime, you had multiple breakaways and you couldn't put it away. And then in Game 4, Joseph Woll stood on his head, gave you every opportunity to win that game, and they couldn't even score 1 goal. I certainly didn't expect this much of a massacre in Game 5, I mean, who would? But I certainly expected Florida to have the momentum, at least at the start of the game, but they just did not take their foot off the pedal until the final horn. This was a beatdown. Let's talk about it starting off with the first period of play. There was some back and forth at the start, but the first goal was well into the first period. The Leafs are unable to get the puck out. It falls to Ekblad, who wires one by Joseph Woll and gives the Panthers a 1-0 advantage. Moving into the second period, and it's the Panthers once again. This time it's Kulikov, it goes off of Lawton and into the back of the net. Bit of an unfortunate one, but the Leafs had a couple of chances right before that to get themselves on the board. They couldn't do it, and Florida capitalized as a result. The third goal for the Florida Panthers was shortly after that. This one was a 3-on-2, very poor defensive effort here from Mitch Marner, who was covering, and it's Boqvist with an easy tap-in backdoor to make it 3-0 for Florida. A lot of Leaf fans on Twitter were ripping into Marner after this one. The second period continues to be ugly for Toronto as the Leafs once again can't get the puck out. They're kind of just holding it in their own zone. The Florida Panthers pounce and they get it over to Nico Mikkola, who has a pretty open shot at the goal, and he fires it by Woll to make it 4-0 as we end off the second period of play. Moving on into the third, shot from the point gets tangled up in some bodies. It falls to AJ Greer of all people, who whacks this one in and makes it a 5-0 lead for the Florida Panthers. But it doesn't even stop there. Florida gets themselves a power play, and it's Sam Bennett, who has been on a tear with an absolute wire of a shot, beats Matt Murray clean, who's playing his first playoff game, by the way, since 2020. Definitely a tough game to get thrown into, but regardless, the Leafs do finally respond with about a minute to go in the game. It's Nick Robertson, the man that has just been injected into this lineup, who puts in a goal to make it 6-1, but the Panthers don't really care. They win the game convincingly, and they head back home with a chance to close out the series. A very tough spot for the Toronto Maple Leafs to be in, but we'll see how they deal with this adversity. They have a chance still. They're not out of the series yet, but they definitely have to earn it. We'll see what happens. Give me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new so you don't miss out on future videos. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out and take care.